guys, Comic Uno. Today I'm doing a review for Arrow Season 1 Episode 14 called Odyssey. So let's talk about this episode. This is mostly a flashback episode, but the reason it is a flashback episode is because we have Oliver unconscious because someone shot him. Now who is this person that shot him? His own mother. So we get to see he's shot, he has nowhere to go. So he goes to Felicity's car because Felicity's in the building and he trusts her. Out of everybody that's there and probably anybody he knows, he trusts Felicity. So we get to see Felicity brings Oliver to the hideout. So she, of course, finds out that he's the vigilante, and now her and Dig are trying to help Oliver. Now, while this is all going on, we get to see him with the flashback. So we get to see more of the island. Most episodes with the island, we usually get like 5 minutes, you know, some glimpses of it, but this is really an episode centered around the island. And we get to see him train with Slade and see Oliver and Slade try to get off the island. And we learn more about the two Deathstrokes. One is called Wintergreen, and I'll talk more about the two Deathstrokes and, you know, their whole story after I talk about the main story. But we do learn a little bit more about the two Deathstrokes. We learn a little bit about Slade. We learn more about Yun, whatever his name is, the Chinese guy who helps Oliver in the beginning of the series and now is on the bad guys team. And we find out why he's doing this. He has a daughter who's been captured and has this weird tattoo that Oliver also has. So we don't know what this tattoo is all about. And my guess, I know I read the tie-in for Arrow, but I have this gut feeling this daughter is going to end up becoming China White. I don't know why. I know I can't really tell if they look the same. But of course this daughter has something to do with something because she has the tattoo. Again, I really think it's going to be China White, and I think that makes sense because China White was introduced at the beginning. We had no idea exactly what she was all about, and I feel like she is important to bring her back, so I feel like she might be the daughter, or I don't know, we'll have to see. But the tie-in doesn't really make sense with that, but I think that could be some sort of speculation. I think that could be cool if China White is at least connected to the Chinese guy from, you know, the island. So that could be interesting. But this daughter is important because she has the tattoo. That's pretty much it that happens in this episode. A lot, of course, that is a lot. And again, a lot with the flashback. We get a lot with the Chinese guy, exactly what his motives are. It's like he doesn't hate Oliver. He just needs to save his daughter. Or it probably is his daughter. I think it is his daughter. And then we get to see a little bit more of the bad guys, like exactly what are they doing on this island. In the comic books in year 1, they were selling opium, you know, so they're doing drugs on the island and selling them, and China White had a lot to do with that. So are they going to try to go that route, or are they doing something else? But I have to say, I had such a fun time with Slade in this episode. The fighting for him and using the swords, it just felt so Slade-like, and I'm really happy because in the last episode I didn't really feel a big connection to Slade. I'm like, is he really Slade? I didn't feel it in the first episode he appeared in as Slade. But in this, it was so much fun, his character, and I think the action he had, personality he has, and I don't want to see him turn into a villain. I think he's such a cool anti-hero, and I really hope once we see him again, I'm sure we're going to see him in present time again, because he's Deathstroke. Come on, they're going to want to use him as much as they can. I want to really see him not be a villain. I think it'd be cool if they do that for Arrow and, you know, maybe not follow the comics. Because right now he's a good guy. He's a friend to Oliver. But it could be interesting. I'm really excited to see what happens with this character. I was really happy what they did with him. Now the confusing part. The Wintergreen thing. 2 Slades. I don't think they made it really that... No, I think it made it more confusing to the comic book fan. Because we all know Slade, he has the eye patch thing, he's famous for that. So, we get Wintergreen. Slade fights Wintergreen. And we get to see, we don't know what Wintergreen looks like, but he has the mask on. But when he fights him, he hits him in the eye. Is that symbolism this is going to happen to Slade? Because I think that would make more sense. Or is this, is he going to be the eyeless villain? I mean, it could be interesting if Slade, again, is the hero and this Wintergreen guy is the Deathstroke that we know in the comics. I think that could be interesting. Because the Deathstroke we know is the one without the eye. So is that why they're doing it? Is that why they're doing two Deathstrokes to make one the hero and one the villain? I think that's the cool thing and the bad thing about this. It's a little confusing for the comic book fan because we don't know exactly where they're going with it because there are no two Slades. And I looked up Wintergreen and he has nothing really, I never heard of him in the past, and I looked him up and he really doesn't have anything to do. I think he was in Teen Titans. He doesn't have anything really to do with Deathstroke. I mean, he does. I think he was like his butler or something. But other than that, he's not really that big in the Deathstroke thing, and he's not a big character. So I'm really interested to see what they do with it, and see what they do with Slade. Are they trying to put him in a new path with Arrow, with all these mixed messages for fans? I'm really curious. Is that a foreshadowing, or is he going to be the new Deathstroke? So it should be interesting. I'm glad that they did the flashback episode. I think we needed it. I mean, I like the whole 5-minute stuff that we get the flashbacks, but I think it was a nice break from the present things that are going on in the episode. And we do get some present stuff, even though, like, towards the end, I think it was like, oh, it's all about the mother. I'm like, I was more interested in the whole flashback episode more than the mother. I felt like it was going back to the old genericness of, you want Jig, you're talking about my mother, I don't like that. She's a good woman, and obviously, Oliver's just denying the fact that his mother really isn't a good woman. But I still, they keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you got that towards the end a little, but I'm glad pretty much the whole episode, except for the last 2 minutes, was all new stuff. And all new stuff bringing to the table Arrow, not like, oh, my mother, Dig, what are you saying? It's really a lot of new stuff. And then, I'm going to talk about Felicity. I think the addition of her on the team was great. You gave us some comedy, which I think Arrow needs in this show, and it's an improvement for the show, because I feel like this show is a little bit too dramatic for itself, because Oliver, he's a fun guy, and I feel like they don't show that as much. And bringing Felicity in is bringing the comedy to the show that it needs, and that light character, and they need the computer savvy person. They used her so many times anyways, so I think she's going to be that fun Chloe Sullivan type of character that we all want, and I'm really excited to see more of her character. We saw her in the coming attractions that she's going to be part of this group until Walter is found. I'm sure in the end they find him, or don't find him, and they'll be like, I like being part of the team, or they might have a plot hole and completely forget that she said no until Walter comes back. She might just have fun with this totally. I hope it won't be a plot hole and they make some reasonable reason for her to stay on the trio team, but I think she's such a fun character. I really enjoyed her in this. And Dig was great in this. It was such a great episode because it was different, and it brought something different to the table, and I really enjoyed the flashbacks. The action was there. Again, the last 2 minutes was like back to genericness. It was the last 2 minutes. It wasn't really that big of a deal. Excited for the next episode. Roy Harper's coming, so totally excited for that. You guys know that I'm super excited for that. I love Colton Haynes, love Teen Wolf, and I think he's the perfect person to play Roy Harper. So I'm totally, I'm ecstatic. Can't wait for next Wednesday to see that. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I think episodes to come should be fun, and this episode was really solid. I thought it was really good, and a lot with Arrow. I think there's episodes hit and misses, but this was really a hit. And since the hiatus came, there's only been one miss for me, and all the other episodes have really been a hit because they really have been good. They're either been solid or really good, and this one I just really liked a lot and brought a lot of great elements and a lot of questions. Again, the Chinese guy's daughter, who is she? Slade, will he become the villain that we all know, or is it going to be this Watergreen guy? What is the bad guys in this island doing? Is Felicity going to stay on the team? And answer those questions, your speculations in the comments below. Again, tell me your thoughts about this episode. Really enjoyed it. And guys, I'll be doing another Arrow review next week, because I always review Arrow every week. Can't wait for Roy Harper. Tell me in the comments below if you're excited for Roy Harper. And guys, it's Comic Uno. Guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and random situations. There'll be links for that in the description below. See you guys later. This is Comic Uno. Bye.